the image that comes in my mind is karma is like a wave. It is going to toss you up and down all the time. And if you try and fight the wave, you're only going to get tired. We need to learn how to surf the wave. And surfing the wave is possible through Kriyamana karma. Namaste. My name is Bidhan. 2012 is when I chanced upon Upanishads, and it had a profound impact on my life. Since then, I have dreamt to bring the key aspects of Upanishads in a manner which is simple, relatable, and implementable in our daily lives. So here we are with a set of videos to make spirituality simple.
Hi Bidhan.
Hello.
Hi, it's good to be back and
Yes.
continue our conversation. So I think I'll let you start off.
And in the last conversation, you have checked whether we are done with all the karmas. We have actually spoken about Prarabdha. We have spoken about Agami and Kriyamana. So let's cover the last part, which is Sanchita karma.
Sanchita.
Sanchita karma. So we'll try and make it very simple for you. Okay. Do you have bank balances? I'm assuming you will have.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Do you have loans on you?
Yeah.
You have. How do you feel about the loans that you have and the bank balances that you have?
I mean, the bank balances sort of give me a sense of, I would say, security, some sort of like a safety net and happiness and joy. I'm like, okay, I do have money in my account. Whereas I think loans is like sort of the opposite. It's like, oh no, it sort of gives me some anxiety. I have to repay the loan and that would be my feeling, I think.
Right. So I mean, as a jiva, this is not the first life. There are multiple lifetimes. And in every lifetime, we have accumulated a lot of currencies, a lot of balances. And we have also accumulated a lot of loans. Right? So the balances which will make you feel happy, safe, good, and the loans that is going to make you feel anxious and you have to pay back for what you have done. Right? So all the loans and all the balances put together of the entire lifetime of jiva is called Sanchita karma.
Of the entire lifetime?
Of all the lifetimes.
Okay.
So all the loans and all the balances put together can be called as Sanchita karma.
Okay.
And when the jiva is born in a specific life, say in this life, it is going to come with certain amount of balance or the currency, which will make its life easier. And it will also come with certain amount of loan, which jiva has to pay back, which is going to make the jiva's life a little difficult.
Right.
And that is called Prarabdha.
Oh.
So from your entire accumulation, a part of, in this lifetime, the jiva is going to exhaust certain currencies and it is also going to pay back certain loans. So it will go through certain favorable situations. It is going to go through certain unfavorable situations, which is predetermined, which is your Prarabdha.
Okay.
And while the jiva is going through its Prarabdha, it is responding to those situations. And that response, that karma that it does is called Kriyamana. That's what we discussed in last
We either do it mindfully or according to the patterns.
According to the pattern.
Yeah.
So whether you are doing it with utmost awareness or you are doing it basis your vasanas, your patterns. That's your Kriyamana karma. And whatever actions that you do now will also have an outcome. The outcome,
Agami karma.
yes, the outcome of the present karma that you're doing is Agami karma. And you are going to experience your Agami karma in this lifetime. And the one which you are yet not experienced, that gets
To the Sanchita
karma. So the account is always on. And this is what they say, Punarpi Jananam, Punarpi Maranam. So you're stuck in this cycle of life and death. You're just going in circles and circles and circles. That's how has been explained in our scriptures.
So you're saying we are stuck in this cycle of life and death.
Yes.
And we already spoke that Prarabdha, I have no control.
No.
According to what you're telling me now, Sanchita is my accumulated karma, so I don't have control over that.
No.
Agami, I don't have control.
No.
Okay. So the only thing I do have control of is what I do now in the present moment.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is your Kriyamana karma, and therefore I believe that's the most important part. And that's where we spoke that the actions that you do now is that again driven by your Prarabdha or your patterns or your vasanas, or that is driven out of mindfulness, out of awareness.
Right.
And that is where the difference is going to be. The image that comes in my mind, I like to share that with you. So suppose there is a person who is climbing the mountain and has a backpack, and a backpack is filled of stones, right? The backpack full of stones is your Prarabdha.
Right.
And the stone will continue to fall as you go by. But if you are doing your Kriyamana karma unconsciously, then you are also adding stones to your backpack. But if you are doing your Kriyamana karma consciously, then you are not adding stones to your backpack.
Right.
Means you have to live your Prarabdha. There's nothing that you can do about it. However, your Kriyamana karma, if done consciously, prevents you from adding those stones.
Right. And those stones are the loans, not the bank balance.
Exactly. those stones are the loans, not the bank balances.
See, but in theory, it sounds right. Like, and I understand how and it goes and the cycle of life. I get that. But,
right.
But like, let's talk about practical, like day to day, right? I'll take the same example that we spoke about last time as well.
Right.
I know I keep going back to my son, but I think everything in my life revolves around that fellow. But say, suppose he's throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
And it's the morning, we're getting late for school. And
right.
I have so many things going on.
Right.
And at that particular point of time, I don't know, it is so difficult to be conscious and not react immediately, right? And I feel I'll end up losing my temper. And then that adds more stones to my backpack, whether I like it or not.
No, let's not think in this way. Let's not get scared with this. See, we are all born with certain tendencies. Our upbringing also has been based on certain tendency. And suddenly, if you expect it to be dropped all of a sudden, it will not happen. It won't. So it's very simple, Preeti, that if we are faced with difficult situation in our lives, what do we do generally? If the opponent is weak, we may like to show our power, we may want to fight. And if opponent is strong, we run away, or we freeze. Isn't it? That's our tendencies. You can't help it. That's how we are. The point is, even when you go through these situations, would you reflect after you have done that? That is also a part of your Kriyamana karma, that, okay, I gave in to my emotions. Was that right? If this situation happens again, how would I want to react then? So that reflection, even after that moment has passed, is good enough to start with.
Right. So you're saying start small. It's not going to be an easy journey.
Yes.
But if you can just start with these small reflections,
yes,
eventually it will become my spontaneous reaction.
That will become your
default.
response. That you will remain mindful most of the times, and you will be not picking up those stones. However, I feel that it's not only about actions. Kriyamana karma is also being very, very mindful of your thoughts and your beliefs as well, because they play a very important role in our lives.
What do you mean thoughts and beliefs? I mean, till now we've only been speaking about mindful actions. From where do thoughts and beliefs and feelings and all of that come in?
Okay, let me give an example. It will help us, it will make it easy for us to understand. I know of a person who is very fit, She does marathons. She exercises regularly. She eats well. But she has a problem. She feels that till the time she does not get into a specific weight, she doesn't look good. That's the belief that she holds. In fact, most of the conversations in the house is around how to lose weight. And it's not that she's not taking actions. She's taking enough actions. She's eating right. She's exercising, doing whatever it takes. But she's not getting the ideal weight which she always wants to. Because somewhere she believes that she will look good only and only when she reaches that weight.
Right.
It does not matter how fit she is. It even doesn't matter what people are telling her. People tell that you look good, but she doesn't believe it. She doesn't feel it. She feels, no, I don't look good because I'm not there yet. And in spite of doing so many activities, she still feels very miserable about herself. Do you see this? That is not only about doing actions. There is a very deep belief systems that we hold.
Right. You're saying changing, you also need to change that belief and your thought patterns as well.
You need to be aware of that. And there's something that needs to be done at that level as well. That's also your karma. That's also your patterns.
But I mean, actions is still okay. But is it possible to sort of change your thoughts? I feel, see, even me, I am also into fitness. Even I like to be fit. So how can a person change? I don't think it's easy. We are so hardwired to do certain things, right? I don't think it's easy to change our thought patterns like that.
No, it is not. The first thing is, it's very difficult to change our belief system because that gives us safety. Second thing, we generally tend to believe that we are right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing about us that needs to be changed. The world and the people around me needs to change. That's the second problem, right? And it's not easy. I accept it that it's really not easy to change your belief systems. Let's go a bit deeper now. Let me ask you, why do you feel that it's very difficult to change certain beliefs or certain way we feel? Because look, we are inundated with information from social media. We all know what is right things to do. We all know what is the right way to think. But knowing does not lead to transformation. We all know that.
Yeah.
Then what prevents us from doing it? Why are we so stuck with our beliefs and with our feelings?
I feel like we get into that mode of like, I really want something and I will do it, I will get it kind of thing. I think that's where our beliefs become difficult to let go of.
Why do we want something very, very badly?
I mean, I think we all have something that we desire, right? Like, I don't know, maybe like good and bad desires, but we all have desires.
Where does the desire come from?
From within, from inside. Where does it come from?
So let's think about it. At our own level, till the time we are identified with body and mind, the body and mind is incomplete. And from the space of incompleteness, the body or the mind wants to complete itself. To complete itself, it gets attached to something it thinks it completes.
Right.
And that attachment leads to expectation and desire.
Right.
Do you see this? So desire is something very natural till the time you are identified with this body and mind. So desire will not go.
So you're saying desire is natural. In fact, it just makes us do things.
Absolutely. I mean, it works at a very subtle level. If I talk about, say, birth, rebirth, someone who is coming from a very strong Advait perspective and they believe that Advait is the only right way to think, it triggers them.
Yeah.
Because it's their desire that everybody should follow their point of view. Because they believe that their point of view is right. Similarly, someone who comes from a Dvait perspective, I'm talking at a very high level.
High level, yeah.
Right? They feel that's the only way to do it. In fact, there is a desire for spirituality also. Why? Because we all want to come back home, come back to our real nature. We have a desire to come back to our real nature, right? And that desire leads to spirituality, self-awareness. Now, desire in itself is not good and bad. It is there. You just mentioned that desires are good and bad.
I knew it. That's why I said maybe good and bad, because I underline the word maybe, because somewhere the word good and bad always sort of triggers you.
No, it's not that it triggers me, but somewhere I believe that a lot of these goods and bads, punyam, papam, right and wrong is a construct of society, or we sort of interpret the sacred scriptures basis our convenience and our belief system.
That's the exact word that came in my head. Basis our convenience.
Yes. But keeping that aside, desire is something which is normal. We all have it. We all have it at multiple layers. We even don't know. And most of the time, the desire comes from certain amount of belief that my belief is right, or it comes from certain amount of need, which we all have.
So desire is not a bad thing then.
It is there. Good or bad, who knows? It is there. Now, let me ask you another point. What is the difference between a preference and an obsession?
Preference is probably like I want something, and if I get it, well and good. But obsession is like I want it, come what may, I will go do, to the ends of the earth till I get what I want.
Get it. The reason I brought this point to you is that we need to ask ourselves, if my desire is leaning more towards preference, or my desires are leaning more towards obsession. That's very important. Because if my desire is leaning more towards obsession, being self-aware, being mindful is not possible. It's very difficult.
Right.
Right?
So how do I, if I am feeling that certain thing, something I'm obsessed with,
right,
how can I come out of it?
Okay.
Or how can I make it a preference rather than an obsession? I think I would put it that way.
I can just talk to you from my own personal examples or personal life experiences and whatever the community that we all have, where we discuss these things. And yes, since we brought this out, I just wanted to tell our viewers that if you want to be a part of our workshops, of our programs on Upanishads that we conduct on regular basis, go and sign up or put your details in the link below, and we'll reach out to you as soon as we are starting our next workshop. I just remember when Preeti asked me this question. I feel there are three things that we can do. First, if you have a desire which is towards the extent of obsession, if possible, go all out to achieve what you want to achieve. Because your mind needs to get convinced. If you say, no, I should not be doing this, I should not be doing that, provided it's legal.
The more you suppress, the more it's going to become
it's not going to help. You go all out and try and do whatever it takes for you to fulfill your desire, which has turned into obsession, till the time your mind gets convinced that there is no way on earth you can change the people or the circumstances basis your convenience and your belief. Your mind need to get convinced that it's not possible. But till that point of time, you have to go all out. Don't be half here, half there. Right? And when you're trying to achieve, and when things are not happening, you will go through tremendous amount of pain.
Yes.
Whether it is relationship, whether it is career, whether it is anything. My point is, when you're going through that pain, don't fritter away that pain by blaming others and situation. Allow that pain to make you turn inward, where you start asking yourself that what in me is so incomplete, what in me is so missing, that is making me so obsessed, or that is making me run after things so much. Whether it is relationships, family, career, money, whatever it is. Allow that pain to go within.
Right. Feel it.
Feel it. Be with the pain. See the pain. Because most of the time we kind of say this is the cause. The cause is not that. Those are triggers. Cause is here, my incompleteness. And allow the pain to allow you to see within. That's the second thing that we can do. And third thing which comes very handy is that whenever we are doing any actions, of course the action is emanating from certain desire. You convert your actions, your karma, into karma yoga.
What is karma yoga?
I will delve into what is karma yoga in much deeper, maybe we'll have a series on it. But just for a general understanding, that any action that I do it as an offering to a God or to the universe or to the higher self. That my action is not in my mind, I tell myself that my action is not a conduit to fulfill my desires only, but my action is a prayer, is an offering, is a service to the larger good or to the universe or to the God.
Right.
Convert your actions, convert your karma into karma yoga or karma yoga.
That's like at a much larger level.
Much larger level.
Right.
So I feel that if we do these three things, in fact, this has worked for me. I've been obsessed about a lot of things, and I've seen how obsession, and I've gone all out to get it. And when I have gone through tremendous amount of pain, and that pain has allowed me to turn inward. And then there was a space created for me to kind of start using my action not only as a conduit to fulfill my desire, but it becomes an offering. Even though it is coming from a sense of some desire, but it becomes an offering, and the entire playbook changes. Wow. It is a very personal journey, Preeti. I mean, it works. It works in some way or the other.
Right, and it sounds also so beautiful to be consciously aware, and then you're saying that it has helped you in a personal level.
Yes.
Where you were able to convert that obsession into a desire that you were able to say that I'm giving it to you as an offering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the desire that everything should happen as per my convenience, as per my beliefs, that suddenly goes away. Then you kind of become fine with what's happening while you are doing what is required.
Exactly.
I mean, if you look at karma, I would, as I've said in my earlier episodes, karma is not about action. It's a system that drives my life.
Yeah.
Right? And the image that comes in my mind is karma is like a wave. It is going to toss you up and down all the time. And if you try and fight the wave, you're only going to get tired. We need to learn how to surf the wave. And surfing the wave is possible through Kriyamana karma. Wow. By being mindful, by being aware, by being completely in the moment.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that analogy of learning how to surf the wave instead of fighting against the wave. I think that's beautiful.
Exactly. And Kriyamana karma, mindful actions, conscious actions, karma yoga, this is a window to basically change our karmic patterns and also change the outcome. In fact, there is nothing which is cast in stone. Every moment there is 1,000 million possibilities that can be created, provided we are present in that moment.
Wow. So, I mean, we spoke about all the different types of karma. I think that's something that today you've added one more. Yeah. We had already discussed Prarabdha, Kriyamana karma, Agami karma. And today you've given us the whole bank balance and loans, which is the Sanchita karma.
Yeah.
Right. So, which again brings me to something that we initially spoke about during our first conversations.
Right.
You had mentioned that we are all one. Right?
Yes.
So, if we are all one, and I'm doing all these actions which causes my Kriyamana karma, where is the doing? Who is the doer? What are we doing? Like, there is some conflict in both the things that you have said, Vidhan. And I have not forgotten.
I knew this was coming.
You're kind of stuck now.
You're saying is everything is one, right? There is no second, there is no other. Then who is the doer?
Who is the doer? What are we doing?
So if there is no doer, there is no questioners and there are no questions.
That's not fair.
Why do you even ask me these questions? But yes, this is going to be a very intense discussion, Preeti. Preeti, and let's keep it for the next episode. I think it will be an interesting conversation to have. And for our viewers, if you enjoyed this conversation, subscribe it, share it, and leave your comments. And if you want to be a part of our workshops, go and register yourself in the link which is given in the description below. We'll be very happy to see you in person as well. Thank you so much.